that you get a nice surface to glue onto. So we're going to go ahead and put a bead of glue on here.
And that's glue or silicone?
It's actually silicone. It's a black silicone glue. And what I generally do with this is I put a couple lines of it. I put one around the outside of the bolts, and then another one along the inside edge. And when you screw the faceplate into position, the glue will actually meet and create a pretty thick barrier. Okay, so we've got that on there. So now we've got to carefully position the liner back around this and just kind of gently position it into place here. And then what we're going to do, we actually have to find the holes through the liner. So what I'll do is I'll actually use a nail to puncture a hole through the liner so that we can find all the holes, and we'll do that one at a time till we get them all. So we're going to take our weir and put it into position. So we've got that in there. And then we've got all our screws here and bolts. So it's not gonna fit there. The bolt on the other side. Now you're not going to tighten these right away. You're going to want to find the holes of all the screws. And then what you're going to want to do is, after you've got them all on, you're going to start tightening them down a little bit till you get all of them down to where you want them. That way it gives you even pressure over the whole plate. And generally what we do is we find about 4 of them to find the position. And then we'll start working from there. Okay, Jim, so we've essentially finished putting in all the screws. The unit is completely installed here. And if you want to come around the back here, I can show you what the back end of this thing looks like. You can see all the screws are in position. And you can see how some of the silicone actually seep back through, and that's okay. It's supposed to do that. This'll all dry up by tomorrow, and essentially we can fill it up with water in about 24 hours, especially with the heat that's here in LA right now. Now, we were talking about this is the pickup line for the filter, and basically what we're going to do, we're going to put a bulkhead on this unit that's going to go right in this hole here where we have the pipe that's temporarily in here. And this bulkhead unit will go right in this hole, and we will be gluing on an adapter, a PVC adapter on here with that'll be 1.5 inch thread by 1.5 inch slip, which this pipe will fit right into. And then what we will be doing is putting in another elbow, which will go straight down to the bottom down here, and it will be picking up water from down in this area here. So as the water comes in, it's being sucked in by this plumbing here.
And that runs where?
And this will run right back to the filter system. You can see we've already built up our waterfall. And in the back here you can see two lines. One of those lines is the line from the skimmer box. So that will be picking up water from the skimmer box, the one over on the right side. Then you see another one that comes in over here on the left, and you can see that this one goes actually down behind the waterfall and shows up down here. This is the other return line or pickup line, and this is the one that will operate the drain on the fish pond.
The drain in the bottom of the pond.
Yeah, that's correct. So we'll have a flexible PVC pipe running all the way down here. It'll come right around here, and then we'll put a 90-degree elbow down here, right down into the middle of the pond.
So that's going to run around the inside edge of the pond as opposed to down through the center of the pond.
That's correct. That way, most everybody will be coming in from the left of the pond, and then that will not be as visible that if it were on the right side of the pond.
Aha, okay, good point, good point. Makes it disappear.
Yeah, and it's all in black, the liner's black, and it just tends to kind of blend in. You really don't see it after a while. So here we have the Aqua Ultima 2.
This is the bead filter or sand filter?
This is a bead filter, and we're going to open it up here so you can actually see the beads and the filtering, the mechanical filter as well as the biological filtering that will take place within this bead filter. And this is the head here of the filter, and what we would do is show you what's inside of here. You slowly remove it and pick it up, and you'll see that there's a center column in here. Now this center column we're probably not going to take out of here, because what happens is we've got all the beads on top of it, and if we remove it, it's a little bit hard to get everything back into position. But for the sake of not having to do that,
Let's see the beads.
you can see the beads there.
So they're like little plastic cut up things.
Yeah, and if you look at these things, they have a high surface area on them. They're actually divided up into little sections that you can see there. You can see all the little ridges. What will happen on these beads is that you will get these nitrifying bacteria, which will take care of waste in the form of ammonias and nitrites. These beads also come inoculated with nitrifying bacteria, so that when you get your filter going, these bacteria are essentially already in here.
So that's already in there and ready to go.
Yes, yes.
They're just waiting to become wet or rehydrated.
Exactly. It comes in kind of like a granule type solution, and then that way what happens is when they become wet, they activate and go into the system.
So they're on the beads now, or that's something you're going to add later?
It's actually, if you were to pull these beads up, you would see the dust from this product down in there. And so the company supplies you with this stuff so that it's already set up to start up right away.
Very cool, very cool.
Our pump is going to be situated right in this area here. And what will happen is, right behind me, you can see the pipes that are bringing the water. This one from the skimmer box, and this one from the bottom drain is coming from right down from the very bottom of the pond. And what essentially will happen is that these two will have valves on them, and they will control the flow, so you don't have too much flow going to one place rather than another. You can control them, and then they will be teed off, and then they will go into the pump intake. the pump will then deliver it to this top port, and then the water will return via this port, which will go to the top of the waterfall, which is right behind these plants here. This is our UV unit, which we will be installing on the system here. And this unit will be installed on the wall, like so. We'll probably be placing a piece of 2x4 along the back here, and then it'll be held in place with 2 clamps. And what will happen is, as the water, the clean water, comes out of the filter, we will send it through the UV, which will help to eradicate free-floating algae cells, which commonly causes your green pea soup water in fish ponds, especially in the late spring and summer months, because of the nutrients and so forth that are in the water will help to grow the algae, and you'll get these, you know, big algae blooms going through the pond, and it'll turn everything like a green pea soup.
So most aquarium hobbyists are familiar with an ultraviolet sterilizer as used for controlling parasites, ick and odynium within an aquarium. You're not using it for parasites at all. You're using it to try to control algae?
That's correct.
Okay,
and,
so
you know,
obviously to operate all of this stuff, you're going to need some source of power or electricity out here, but I don't see any electrical out here at the moment. I'm assuming you're bringing an electrician in, and he's going to run some kind of conduit and GFI and all those safety factor things?
That's right, Jim. What we're going to do is we're actually going to bring electrical over from that corner where that hose box is. There's an electrical outlet there, and we're going to be running conduit across the floor right where the brick is along the side, and then we're going to bring it across here and right down into this area here. So we have electrical, and we're going to use a waterproof box, or a water resistant box that you could actually plug everything into with a GFI in case anything gets wet. So
very good, very good.
Be sure to come on back for part 6 as we finish putting the rock up around the step or the ledge, in particular around the surface skimmer, and that Danny also discusses with us how he built the waterfall itself, and then how we're going to take care of pulling the pond liner, Taunt, and get ready to put water in this.